All right, so I just wanted to give you a quick analogy. So this video is about prioritizing, and I love this analogy. If you've ever seen it before, there you have a jar, and you have some rocks, and then you rocks, sorry, and then you have some sand. And if you put all the rocks in first, and then you put the sand in, everything fits. The sand kind of trickles down to the cracks. If you put the sand in first and then the rocks don't all fit. You can't fit everything in. So it's basically, eat your vegetables, then your dessert. Although I am the type of person that will sometimes eat my dessert first. But prioritize wise, like your highest priorities should be in the front. So try and get those things done first. So I wanted to then talk about um, five different types of experiences that you may be moving and bumping up into better experiences. So number one, a one-star experience, like these are, the painful experience, the most awful parts of your relationship. Those are the primary target, is because those you can turn into five-star experiences. You can say, hey, last time we paid the bills, we argued, we fought, it was terrible. Like this time, let's try and create a five-star experience out of it, right? So make it fun, make it a good experience. And if that is your primary target, then it's going to be better, right? Even if you totally fail, you're going from a one-star experience, like you have nothing to lose, right? You have nothing to lose. So making it into two-star experience or a three-star experience, right? Or a four-star experience, anything is better than a one-star experience. Even trying and failing is better than nothing, because hopefully you learned something. And then ideally you get it to a five-star experience. This happens all the time with Peach and I, where we'll have something that would have been typically a one-star experience, or it starts out to be a one-star experience. Like today, for example, was an awful day for me. I just had an awful day. I didn't sleep well for some reason last night, and it was really cruddy. Didn't get very much done, and I was upstairs, and I started to freak out at our cute little adorable 3-year-old. She's just the cutest little girl, and so happy. And for some reason, she was throwing a tantrum, and I was like, "Hey!" And then she goes, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa!" And I was like, "Oh, you're right. Like I'm about to make a one-star experience for everyone, and I shouldn't do that." So I stopped myself, and then I think I ended up making a five-star experience for Peach because she wanted me to do something with our daughter, which I eventually got done. And so it was this, it went from one to five. So that happens, I would say, frequently. And it happens a lot where um, what would have been a one-star experience in the past, like we just avoid it. Now I avoid it. Instead, I'm totally focused on five-star experiences. And because I'm so focused on those, we just have those instead of one-star experiences. So that's those are the biggest opportunity, I think, in the beginning, because when you make a change from something that's typically a one-star experience, and then in your new world, it's typically a five-star experience, like, wow, that's a huge, huge difference. Two-star experiences, very similar, right? You're going from an uncomfortable or that was not very good to that was awesome. And I'm telling you, it's not that hard to have a five-star experience when you're just waiting around, and you're just like you have a minute, um, you know, either write a text or call her up, or him up or them up, and or just use that moment to create something amazing. Three-star experiences, that's like the most common experience that we have in life. I think it's like it's like, oh yeah, that was good, that was fine, it was mediocre, it wasn't bad, it wasn't great. And those, I think, are a good opportunity as well, because it was just so, it was blah before, and now it's like, oh, that's amazing, turn it into a five-star experience, right? um a four-star experience, I think, is potentially the smallest opportunity, because it's already pretty good. And it can't get that much better, but it's still an opportunity. So if you find yourself sometimes it's the easiest opportunity. If it was pretty good before, but hey, what can we do to make this 5 stars? What can we do to make this 5 stars for you? And sometimes I just say, hey, if I did this, would it be 5 stars? Um, and she's like, yeah. Like, so I just pitch things a lot. And she's like, sometimes she's like, well, if you did this, or she'll say, no, I need this done. Can you do this? And so then I'm like, whew, glad I didn't waste my time on that. Other times, another thing that happened today is she said, can you help me clear some dishes? And I said, no, I will go and do that honeydew chore on the stairs that you wanted me to do. So she says, oh, okay, great. So probably would have been, that's the fifth category actually, is that there's, you have one experience that probably would have been a 5 star experience, and you're prioritizing, and you're generally asking, because I know that I was pretty certain with that one. I was like, yeah, she would much rather I do this thing that she can't do, that she won't do, that only I can do, that the kids can't do yet. So she probably wants that done far more than she wants the dishes cleared. So so I went to go help with that other thing. Um, and I think that that's where things get really interesting. So there's I've developed this really important prioritization with, even with 5 star experiences. So my wife she would love to have me do 5 star experiences all day long, right? 150. And so what I do is I try and say, hey, um, what are your top 5 star experiences? What are the things that are going to be most important? What are the 5 star experiences that are going to be most important to you today? And if I already know, like, we're going on a date that night, or I have, things at work that I want to finish, that she knows, like, I have to make my work situation happen, you know, and she likes it because I give her all of my money, and then she puts it to good use for our family. So if I make money, then she has something to work with. If I don't, then there's nothing to work with. So she likes this. She likes it when I get my work done. And so I use that and I say, oh, so I know that you want me to do this. I need to finish my work today. I don't think I'm going to get it all done unless I go now to do it. Do you want me to cut it back a little bit, or do you want me to get this done? She's like, why don't you get your work done? And I'm like, great, I'll go get it done. And so that's one way of doing it. Other ways are like, okay, great. Well, let's write down all the things that you want me to do today, and then maybe we could pick the top 3 to 5. And knowing that there's going to be a couple other things that maybe come up along the way, like we can play those by ear or whatever. Some people like to plan them all out ahead of time. That's fine if that's you. Me, I'm totally spontaneous. It would just bother most people. But so I one way to do it is write them all down. Another way to do it is just to say, okay, so out of those two, just so that I don't get distracted with the lesser priority, what is the most important for you right now, right? So that's one way. Another, just that, those are the 5 types of prioritization that you'll see with the 5 star approach. The one last thing I wanted to add is calibrating. So, um, you know what? I'll put that in the next video. This is on calibrating, and I'll talk about the Disneyland 5 star experience in the next video. All right, thanks.